to Elevated Sports, the sports channel / podcast for the fans, by the fans.
We're the fans. You're the fans.
You're the fans. We're all in this together to talk about sports.
Yeah.
Without further ado, Kyle, let's get into our first topic.
All right. First topic of the day is NFL Divisional Round predictions.
Yeah, wild card round was fun. Here's the thing. I went 1-3 on my picks for the wild card round. The only one I got right was the Seahawks beating the Eagles, which wasn't very hard to pick. How'd you do on your picks?
I went. That's a great question. I don't remember.
Who'd you pick you picked the Texans.
I picked the Texans.
You picked the Patriots.
I
so you're 1-1 on day one.
I had the Texans, I had the Patriots, I had the Saints, I had the Seahawks.
So you went 2-2.
I went 2-2.
Okay, I went 1-3.
Which that's not great, but it's a little bit better than yours at least.
It was. It kind of mirrored our regular season records as well.
Yeah.
Although I was above 500 in the regular season, but
it's all right.
Let's before we get into the divisional round, let's recap real quick about the wild card round. Let's go through each game and real quick give a quick take on the game. Bills versus Texans. Texans beat the Bills. Great game, best game of the wild card weekend. What did you see?
Definitely. What did I see? I saw Deshaun Watson being the GOAT that I told you that he would be.
Yeah, I doubted Deshaun Watson just a little bit. I picked the Bills. But he proved to me that he is who his fans say he is. That play in, I believe it was overtime. When he broke 2 tackles. I mean, that was amazing. Also, Josh Allen, he was pretty good this game. I liked kind of his composure throughout the game. Towards the end of the game, there were some decisions he made that were questionable. But after this game, I think it's safe to say that when we talk about all these young quarterbacks and the good ones, I think we can include Josh Allen in that conversation. I think he played well considering it was his first playoff game. And J.J. Watt showed up in the second half of that game too.
Yeah.
He kind of had the sack that sparked the comeback essentially. So that was a fun game. Next game
wasn't fun.
It wasn't fun for him. It was fun for everybody else. Even though I picked the Patriots to win this game, it did not change the fact that I enjoyed watching the Patriots lose this game. What did you see in this game?
I saw misery. I was drowning in my nachos at the glorious Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah. Well, the Patriots defense couldn't stop Derrick Henry.
That was
not to
the
save
story
their
of
lives.
This game. That was the story of the whole game.
That was a game changer right there. I mean, Tannehill didn't even have 100 passing yards, but
I forgot Tannehill he was even playing in this game.
Yeah, well, I think everybody did. Yeah. It was safe to forget about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was miserable. The Patriots offense, the receivers are just, please help the man. Tom needs a little bit of help.
Here's the thing. Obviously, the question after this game is, was that Tom Brady's last game in the NFL or as a Patriot? But we're going to save that for another video, as you can see from the glorious whiteboard. Vikings Saints. I think this one was a surprise to a lot of us. You had the Saints in this one. I had the Saints in this one. Our buddy Jamie, who was on the show last week, was very confident about the Vikings winning this game. And he was correct. And what did he say? He said Dalvin Cook. Who showed up for the Vikings? Dalvin Cook. Quite the performance. For me, Taysom Hill from the Saints.
Taysom Hill's a beast.
Very interesting performance.
He's very athletic.
He had I think he had 125 all-purpose yards. Some of it was passing, some was receiving, and some was rushing. This dude is awesome to watch. Unfortunately, the Saints lost this game.
Right.
But I did enjoy seeing that.
He's like the Ben Zobrist of football.
He is.
Literally anywhere you put him, he's just going to perform.
He's very entertaining to watch play football. But yeah, and I had speculations about Kirk Cousins. Actually, not even speculations. I just full-heartedly said I didn't think he was going to show up, and he showed up. Yeah. I don't think he's going to do that against the 49ers this week, but we're going to save that for our predictions. And then the final one, Seahawks-Eagles. Seahawks defeat the Eagles 17-9.
I don't think there's anything surprising about that. DK Metcalf.
Huge game. 160 yards, I think.
Pretty big for a rookie.
Huge
Not
game.
bad.
Wentz went down. Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz
went down with
Welcome
the injury.
back.
Here's the thing. I don't think the outcome would have been any different if Wentz was in the game the whole time.
I don't think so either.
It wouldn't have been.
I do want to say, DK, I'm sorry. I doubted you at the beginning of this season, but you made me a believer in this last playoff game. Don't let me down. It was good to see Marshawn back on the field.
It was good. He had, 6 carries, I think? He did have a touchdown. It was good to see Marshawn back.
Yeah.
So my 2 Super Bowl contenders are still in. Your Super Bowl
champ is out
in the wild card round. Mine are still in.
My bracket's done.
Dunzo. Just like the podcast will be at the end of the podcast.
At the end of the podcast.
All right, let's get into these divisional round matchups. The first game on Saturday is the Vikings at the 49ers. 1 versus 6 seed.
Yeah. Who do you got winning that game?
I have the 49ers
Okay.
by a score of 28-17.
Ooh. I have the Niners over the Vikings 24-17.
24-17. I think this is going to be a pretty good game. I think Dalvin Cook comes out, and I think he still has a great game, even though the 49ers defense is significantly better than the Saints are. I still think Cook is going to have a great game. I don't know if Kirk Cousins is going to be able to, sustain the success he had against the Saints because the 49ers are, a top-tier pass defense. And I think Jimmy G is going to have a great game. And my X factor for this one is Nick Bosa. I think he's going to be all over Kirk Cousins in this game.
I got a couple keys to the game. Niners have to stop Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
that's a big key. If the Vikings can establish their run game, that's going to open up Kirk Cousins to pass more often. And if you let Kirk Cousins get a little bit of breathing room, he can take off. He's just unpredictable. Niners also have to get their ground game going. I don't trust Jimmy G enough in the air just yet. He's shown signs of struggle before in the past, and the Niners' run game has been pretty significant for them this year, so they need to get that going in order to open up for Jimmy G. But if the Vikings want to win this game, they have to get their offense going. Their defense is good. The Niners' defense is good. But I think it comes down to whichever offense can really find its rhythm earliest in this game.
Yeah. I have faith in Jimmy G to perform pretty well in this one. He's performed well all season. This is his first playoff start, so we'll see how he does. But the Vikings, I think it all comes down to Dalvin Cook and how he does. So, got the 49ers 28-17. Next game, another 1 versus 6 seed. Yeah. Titans at the Ravens. I think this matchup I think it could be a lot closer than people are making it out to be.
Yeah.
And obviously the question is, well, if the Titans are going to win, how do they stop Lamar Jackson? They've had a pretty good defense, but Lamar Jackson has just ran all over absolutely anybody in the league. My question is, I think the one thing that could factor into this is, will Mark Ingram be healthy enough to play the whole game? Because I think if both of them, obviously Lamar Jackson's going to be in.
Yeah.
If Ingram if Ingram can't necessarily play to his full ability or is not in the game, that may put a lot on Lamar Jackson, and the Titans may be able to figure him out.
That'll hinder a lot of the run game.
Exactly. So, and then also on the other side of the ball, do the Ravens have an answer for Derrick Henry?
Right.
So, that's why I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people are making it out to be. But I do have the Ravens pulling away from the Titans. I got them winning 31-21.
All right. I got the Titans winning.
You got the Titans winning?
I got the Titans beating the Ravens 38-36.
38-36.
I think Tannehill's is going to finally reestablish his passing game after a lousy game last week against a softer Ravens secondary. I think he's going to figure it out. He's going to get A.J. Brown in this game. Jonnu Smith is going to get going. Corey Davis might get going a little bit. And I think Derrick Henry's going to keep going.
Yeah, I think he'll have a good game as he did last week.
I don't think they're going to stop him. But in order for the Titans to win this game, they must contain Lamar Jackson. If they let him get outside of the pocket, it's over.
Correct.
No matter how much their offense puts up, they have to keep Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
They have to keep Lamar Jackson inside the pocket. They can't let him run.
So you got Titans 38-36.
Titans 38-36.
I got Ravens 31-21. That'll be a fun one. The next game coming up, the first game on Sunday, is honestly the game I'm most looking forward to.
Okay.
Right. Texans at Chiefs. Deshaun Watson, Pat Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins versus Tyreek Hill. I mean, this is Showtime football right here, and this is the new age. These are the two new age teams right here. Yeah. Deshaun, Pat Mahomes. I think this is going to be awesome. Who do you have winning this game?
I have the Texans winning this game.
Not a surprise. You're a Deshaun guy.
I have the Texans winning 44-40. I think Deshaun Watson's going to have to keep doing what he did last week in overtime. He's going to have to go beast mode. He's going to have to step up. And I believe he said after the game, he's like, why not me? Someone's got to step up into this game. Why not me? So I think Deshaun Watson has to keep that mindset going forward into this game, and he has to put the game on his shoulders.
Yes, it all flows from Deshaun. He can't have a first half like he did last week. Now, the Bills' defense, superior defense, they were able to, shut him down, shut Hopkins down. But in the second half, there was something that went on in that locker room where they came out just firing on all cylinders. Fourth quarter overtime were, just absolutely amazing. Now you're facing a Chiefs team, which pretty decent defense. I think the only way the Texans do win this game if they come out firing from the beginning and they are able to keep up that offense the whole entire game. And if J.J. Watt is able to bring that same intensity that he did in the second half of that game, I think they should do a pretty good job of containing, Mahomes in the offense. But I got to stick to my pick from last week in in our playoff predictions. Who's my Super Bowl champion this year?
The Texans?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
If you know me, I am a Mahomes guy. I am a Pat Mahomes guy. I think Pat Mahomes, this is his game to win, and I think he wins it. I think it's going to be the best game we see this weekend. I got the Chiefs beating the Texans 28-27. And I think ultimately it comes down to, because I think Watson's going to have a great game. I think Mahomes is going to have a great game. I think it's going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes in this game.
Yep, that was my note. I didn't say it like that, though, because I don't want to sound like Booger McFarland.
That's true. I love Booger. Any more thoughts on that game?
It's not really on that game, but my entire bracket's busted. So if you see me go off script from what I said in my bracket last week, just know I don't really care anymore. I mean, my bracket's done anyway.
Final game.
Yeah.
This is also an intriguing matchup. Seahawks at Packers. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. This is a vintage matchup right here.
This is the game I probably have as my biggest separation.
Biggest separation?
Yeah, I don't think this game's going to be as close as people think.
Well, if you remember my predictions, the Seahawks are my team to win the NFC. Not be the Chiefs, win the NFC, go to the Super Bowl. So obviously I got the Seahawks winning this
right.
game. I got the Seahawks 24-21.
I got the Seahawks 38-24.
38-20?
Yeah.
That is a pretty decent separation right there. The Seahawks have been hot lately. I mean, they finished the season on a high note.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think they could have put up a lot more points against the Eagles last week, but they still put up good numbers. Metcalf had the big game. Russell Wilson had 300-plus yards. I think they're going to do the same thing. And my X factor for this game is Metcalf. If he has a big game, I think the Seahawks should be able to win this game.
Yeah, Metcalf is going to continue his hot streak. I mean, I'm not giving an X factor right now. I'm stating it. He's going to have a big game this week. Not only that, but all of the Packers' shortcomings this season will culminate in this game. They'll come to a head, and we will see all of their shortcomings, which will lead to their downfall.
Yeah. And we briefly talked about on the shows, even though the Packers have been good this season, they just haven't looked like a great team.
They haven't.
And so I think I think on the big stage against a hot team like the Seahawks, they're going to be exposed.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be exposed. Although I think Rodgers is going to have a good game. I think it's going to come down to Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson. And I think Russell Wilson is going to prevail. So.
Yeah, probably.
So, I got the Niners, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Seahawks.
Got the Niners, the Titans, the Texans, and the Seahawks.
So we got 2 different predictions.
The NFC teams are both the same, but the AFC
The
teams
AFC.
were completely we're torn.
Exactly. Hey, let us know what you think. What are your predictions? Like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Follow our social media pages as well. We just
Yeah.
recently started Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Find us on Facebook at Elevated Sports, Instagram at Elevated_sports.
And Twitter, sports_elevated. Because for some reason, there's a bunch of other accounts that have used elevated sports.
But they're not us.
They're not us. So go check it out. We will see you tomorrow for another video.